Would you spend 756 million naira in an apartment here in Lagos? Now I know what your answer is. No, that's too expensive. No, I can get it cheaper, even in a better location. But that's the wrong question. I think the right question is it worth it? That's what you should think about. So I have spent some months inspecting several luxury apartments here in Lagos, and just a very few of them stood out. And it wasn't just about the swimming pool, it wasn't about the restaurant, it wasn't about the kids play area. It was something that many investors look out for when getting apartments in Lagos: rental income, capital appreciation, and long-term wealth preservation. So in the next 5 minutes, let me show you why Paramount Twin Towers deserves your attention. The reason is simple. You're not just buying somewhere to live, you're buying an asset that is already designed to work for you. What this means is, first, the location you're buying into is a location that attracts expatriates, business executives, business travelers, tourists, and others, which means you're not buying into home, you're buying into an already existing luxury market. According to the developer's investment projection, a two-bedroom apartment used for premium shortlet would be commanding an amount of 380,000 naira nightly rate and an annual rate of 73.5 million naira at 60% occupancy. These are projections, not guarantees, but they illustrate the investment strategy behind this development. That's the difference between buying a property and buying an income producing asset. Now, I've always believed in one thing: luxury can be renovated, but location cannot. Paramount Twin Towers sits in Remi Oluwode, Oniru Victoria Island Extension, within minutes of 4 Points by Sheraton. Landmarks are Twin Waters, Lekki Phase 1, Victoria Island, and the Coastal Road. So one of my favorite things that I noticed when I visited this project is at the top floor, I noticed they had two views. We had the Lagos city skyline, and then we also had the ocean view. Now, developers can build another tower, in fact, similar towers, but developers cannot build another ocean. The scarcity is what protects long-term value. One mistake many investors make is waiting for the project to be ready, that's at completion, before they pay, and that's because there's a lot of project delays when it involves off plan. But the good thing is Paramount Twin Towers is already on the 13th floor, and the projected delivery date is 2027, and by 13th floor, block work is already on the 12th floor. As the project move closer to delivery, perceived risk is reduced, and that often influences pricing. The developer also projects significant long-term appreciation for early buyers, although future values will always depend on market conditions. That's why experienced investors don't just buy completed buildings, they buy momentum. If I'm investing my hundreds of millions of naira in a project, I really would want to do my due diligence as to who's building it, what title does he have. So Paramount Twin Tower comes with a certificate of occupancy, that's the popular C of O, that's a perfect title. And aside that, it's being built by the reputable developers Grenadines Home, and partnered by the builders, which are their major contractors, that's BCL and Trevi Foundation. But one other thing stood out for me during my inspection. So it was also the quality of the structure of the building, the architectural design, the attention to details. It was how they captured everything with no error. Today, around 85% of this development is already sold out, and we have about, I think, 12 units left. And I'm not sharing this to pressure you. I'm sharing it because your choice becomes more limited as the project progresses. The best positions get taken, payment flexibility changes, and opportunity don't usually become cheaper once demand increases. Sometimes the biggest cost isn't buying early, it's waiting too long. Now, if you've watched this far, then I'm sure you're not just browsing for luxury apartments, you're looking for the right investment. So here's my advice: don't buy Paramount Twin Towers because of this video. I'll repeat that again: don't buy Paramount Twin Towers because of this video. Come and inspect, check the property, look around the building, stand where your future apartment sits, look at the ocean, look at the skyline, ask every difficult question, and make your decision with confidence. If you would like to join my next private inspection, send me a WhatsApp message or call the number showing on your screen. I'm Queeneth, and I'll be happy to show you around.